Knitinthezone. I'm Jen, and this is a vlog about all things knitting, yarn, crochet, and sometimes some other random things too. This is episode 28, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and I hope you like this new setup. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than the typical episodes that I've had on my channel. I want to do a longer episode where I cover more topics, so this is episode 28. Also, before we get started, I want to let you know where you can find me across all of the social media things. On Ravelry, I am KnittyGrittyVegan. You can also join our Ravelry group on Ravelry. It is Knitinthezone. Just search under the groups tab. You can find me on Instagram. I have two different accounts. I have one which is Knitinthezone, and it's knit_in_the_zone. You can find that on Instagram, and then you can also follow my fiber company, which is TrainTrackFiberDesigns. That's also on Instagram. And you can go to my yarn shop, which is TrainTrackFiberDesigns.com. And also you can follow that on Facebook too if you're interested in doing that. I basically post kind of the same thing on Instagram as I do on Facebook, and I'm much more active on Instagram and Ravelry. So there you go. I'm filming early today. Generally I film in the afternoon. It is early here. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so there's weird sounds. Normally we have the tweedly-deetin of the birds, but this morning it seems like there's still like frogs in the woods and stuff, so I hope that's not too distracting. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like that's not something you're interested in enduring. I don't know if it's something I'm interested in enduring, honestly. That's kind of a little bit distracting. Anyways, so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is my queue. So on Ravelry, I have about 345 things in my queue currently. I have been on Ravelry since 2008, so my queue has grown, for about 9.5 years, and it's just grown and grown and grown. The things that are at the top of my queue right now, though, are the starting point shawl from Locatelli. I'm going to actually pull that up and show you really quickly. And let's see. Alright, so I just pulled up Ravelry and I saw that Bob died, so that's super sad. If you're on Ravelry and you have been for a long time, then you probably know Bob. Bob's the little Boston Terrier mascot that I guess people who've invented Ravelry, that's their dog, and he passed away, so that's really sad. So that's not a good way to start your day. Alright, this is the Locatelli shawl that I'm talking about. Oops. It's the starting point shawl. This was done as a mystery knit along, and it was started, I believe, in May, and it went through June, and I saw it. I kind of wanted in on it. I didn't do it because it took 5 skeins of yarn, and now I really regret that I didn't join in because it's really pretty. So I should have just trusted and jumped in, but I didn't. So yeah, that's number 1 on my queue right now. This is called the Summer Festival Cardigan, and let's see, there we go. And you can see it has a little bit of lace detail on it. This is number 2 in my queue right now, and I'd actually printed this pattern out. I bought it, printed it out in April. And whenever I went over to Cast On Cottage, I bought yarn for it, and then I just haven't actually made it. So that is actually printed out, purchased, printed, and sitting on my desk waiting for me to make it, but I haven't done it yet. So I need to get on that. It's just other things have taken priority because I'm not going to wear a cardigan when it's 100 degrees outside. So yeah. And then the other thing that has been in my queue forever is this. It's called Flaming June, and let me see if I can find a good picture of it to show you. This was a knitty project from spring of 2012, and this has been in my queue probably for almost that long. So But they've knit it in hemp, and I haven't ever found a good hemp yarn that I'm just like in love with. I found linen that I really like, but I've not ever found a hemp one that I'm just like, ooh, I love that. So that's kind of what's preventing me from making it. I know I could substitute the yarn and use something different, but I really want to use hemp because I want to use hemp. I don't know. I've never really knit with hemp that I know of, and that's just something I'm interested in doing. Um, so the ones that I found have been online, and I order yarn online sometimes, but I like to touch it, you know, and see how I feel about it. I'm picky. I guess that kind of comes with years of, you know, knitting and dyeing and things. So like, I want to actually feel it and see what I think, especially being a different texture like that. That's kind of foreign to me. So yeah, that's kind of what's held me back from Flaming June. So I will show you what I'm actually working on now though. So I have two projects and neither one are socks, which is crazy because I am a sock knitter. So I need to cast on a pair of socks. But I have started this, and this is one of the, I guess it's a mitered square blanket, and you just use scraps of sock yarn. I guess you could do this project in scraps of any kind of yarn as long as you know, if you're going to use sport weight, use sport weight the whole way. If you're going to use worsted, use worsted. You know, you get the idea. But I've used sock yarn scraps, and this is a piece of every sock yarn that I had left over in my stash. And this is how far I got. And I kind of want it to be a smallish blanket, so I'm only going 10 wide, and I don't know how tall I'm going to make it. But I was kind of making it selfishly for myself, for like a, you know, to have in the living room just whenever I need a blanket. Not to be mean, but it wasn't for sharing. So that's kind of how far I've got on it. But now I'm at the point where I don't have any other scraps. I have more of these color scraps, but I don't have any more like random, you know, pieces that are not in here. I mean, I could go open up a fresh skein of yarn and get yarn out of it, but I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm kind of considering either, I guess, a few different options. I'm considering either buying some minis for it, dyeing some minis for it, repeating some of the colors in here, or, you know, just waiting as I make socks, which I make socks a lot, so, you know, I can end up with sock yarn pretty quickly. But, you know, I don't know what I want to do. I also don't like to let projects sit a super long time. I'm a progress knitter, I guess. Like, I like the progress of it all. Like, I like stuff to get done. So that's why I'm kind of considering purchasing some minis, or maybe doing a swap of some of the colors that I have in here. Maybe seeing if I can find somebody to swap with, or some people to swap with. If you're interested in doing that, if you have, like, I think each square takes about 6 grams of fingering weight yarn. If you're interested in swapping some minis, like 6 gram or so minis, 10 to 6 gram minis with me, let me know, because I would like to do that so I can get some different colors in my blanket. And the only requirements I really have for it is that it needs to be, you know, washable and dryable, because I'm not going to hang a blanket to dry. I mean, no. So there's that. And then the other thing I'm working on, I love this. This is the Love You Baby shawl, and this is actually part of a knit along. Through my thing. This is part of a knit along for Do You Knit. They are in New Jersey, and they're actually a yarn shop. I'm not in New Jersey. I am in North Georgia, so I haven't ever been to their shop, but I love this shawl. This is the center section, or section A, I guess, and this is what I have done so far, and I just love this. I'm gonna hold it up a little bit closer so you can see it too. So I was really excited to make this. I saw it, I loved it. I didn't know how to do brioche, So I had to learn. I've been knitting for 11 and a half years. I've never needed to do that, never had the desire. Love the shawl, so I learned. And I will say it was a little bit complicated just to kind of get your mind around it because you're using two colors and you have to knit each row twice. So for your knit side, you're knitting twice. For your purl side, you're purling twice, if that makes sense. Which it kind of didn't to me. I've heard people say that, but I didn't really, like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to wrap your head around. But I will say after I did about maybe 10 repeats, I just did a little, you know, swatch to learn on. And after I did about 10 repeats of the pattern, it was pretty easy, and so I cast on for this the next day. So I learned that on Monday, which was July 3rd, and then I cast this on Tuesday, July 4th. And I'm already done with the center section. And today is Wednesday, July 12th. I think today's the 12th. Yes, today's the 12th. So yeah, today's Wednesday, July 12th. And I've already done that whole center section. So I do feel like I knit pretty quickly, but for something that's a new skill, you know, I felt like I was happy with the progress, you know, how long it took me. And the yarn that I'm using for it, I'm using it from my shop, which is TrainTrackFiberDesigns.com. And this is one of the colors in the brioche section. This is called Dream On. And this is Speckled. And I'm using two different bases. This is my Meadow MCN base. And then the other one that I'm using is Grey Wacca. And this is on my sparkly base. I don't know if you can tell that it's sparkly, but it's sparkly. And then it's a 3-color shawl. And the other color that I'm using, this is also on my Meadow MCN. This is called Seaway. And it's not really showing out here how tonal it actually is, but it's kind of a tonal blue. I wish it would focus. Let me get my head out of there. Anyways, so it's kind of a tonal, tealy, kind of sea aqua-ish blue. So that's my third color. So that's my color C. But I really like this. I think it's turning out really nicely. You can see the speckles, I feel like, much better on this than you can in this skein. So I'm really excited about this project. I don't have a teal or aqua color shawl, and I really love aqua. A lot of my knitting bags and things are aqua, so surprised I don't have an aqua shawl, but I don't, so I'm making one. I'm probably going to cast on socks maybe this week as well. I kind of wanted to get a little bit more progress on the shawl before I started socks, because I feel like I fall down the sock rabbit hole and I just sit there and knit socks basically, and that's all I'll do because it's just easy and it's portable, and I don't know. So I haven't done socks yet this month, but I probably will start a pair maybe this week at some point. If not this week, next week for sure. So that is what I'm working on, and I have a few things I want to show you guys that I should have shown you already. If you've watched some of my past months, I've done the Madeline Tosh unboxing of the Sock Yarn Club, and I haven't shown you guys since April, I guess, because I have May and June. So this was the Sock Club colorway for May, and this is called Kimchi. And this is her Euro sock base. I really love her sock yarn a lot, and I really also just like her colorways that she comes up with. She's very creative, and I love a mystery, you know, surprise sock club like that. So that's for May. And then this is the one for June, and this is called Weekender. And this is the one from June 2017, and like I said, this is the Mad Tosh Euro Sock base. Whenever you join the sock club, you get to pick, you know, if you like more of a neutral palette or more of a colorful palette. I've chosen the more colorful palette, and it's a little bit of a better deal too, because you're committed, I guess. So they give you a little bit of a better price on it. But it is an auto ship, so they ship out typically. I don't know if it's because I signed up towards the end of a month or if it's because they ship out always towards the end of the month, but mine ships out around the 22nd or 23rd of every month. I don't know if it just depends on your sign up date or if they always ship around then. But anyways, so go join it if you're a sock knitter. Like I said, her sock yarn's awesome and she does a really good job. I mean, obviously it's Madtosh, so you know, it's gonna be good. Other thing I want to show you guys, this is some stuff that's updated in my shop. And I have a few things that I'm really excited about that are in my shop right now. So this is my favorite thing right now. This is my Quiet Things colorway, and you see it's a lot of gray, and then it has, really it's about half and half, I guess, maybe a little bit less than half gray, but it has speckles, and I just love these speckles on here. Pull back its ball band so you can see. But yeah, that's Quiet Things, and I just love this color so much right now. Whenever I was dyeing it, I wasn't sure if anyone else would really like it because it is such a huge contrast, but the response to this has been really, really good. It's actually probably my best seller right now, so I really like this one a lot, and I'm glad other people do too, so I'm going to keep that one around for a little while. I try to, you know, gauge people's interest and, you know, kind of dye on that, and if it's something that people are not really digging, then I try to replace it with something else. But yeah, people are really loving that, so I'm going to keep it around for a little while. But that's in the shop right now, and that's called Quiet Things. All of my colorways are now available on any base, so you can get them on, I have MCN, I have BFL, I have the sparkly base, it has the silver sparkles, I have a 2-ply merino, which is 100% superwash merino, and it's a fingering weight. And then I also have a 3-ply superwash merino that's a sport weight. But my MCN, my BFL, and my sparkly are all also fingering weights because that's what I prefer to knit with, so that's just what I dye. So this is midsummer, or mid-70s summer, and I really like this one too. I dyed this towards the end of last week, and whenever I dyed it, I really didn't necessarily have a name for it, but after it got out of the dye pot and I was looking at it, I was like, man, that really reminds me of, like, you know, pictures of the beach in the 70s. And I went online and I looked at the Pantone color sheet for the 70s, or for, you know, different years in the 70s, and I never actually found a Pantone sheet, which was weird, but I did find a bunch of car manufacturers' color charts from the mid-70s, and a lot of them used this really cool blue right here, or like a similar blue, and then the brown, of course. So I called it mid-70s summer, but I like this one a lot, and this one's shown on my BFL base, but like I said, you can order it on any base that I have. And I also have this in the shop right now. This is called Sunset, and it's 2 different color pinks. Well, I guess it's kind of, yeah, it's 2 different color pinks. And then it has the speckly bit that's kind of like a peachy speckles, and that is also available on any base in my shop right now. I really like that. I like a pink and orange combination. So there's that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you guys, I have sock kits. So this is the 2 that I have. I haven't banded this one yet, so it's kind of flopping all around the world. This one's called Fairy Dust, and these are colors that are exclusive to the sock kits. But you can see this color right here is kind of like a lilac, and then it has some of the same kind of yellowy, light yellow color in there. And then that is your contrasting color. And this is called Fairy Dust, and then this one is Water Lily. And I haven't actually rescanned that one, so you can see the colors a little bit better. But it has purple, it has a few different colors of green in here as well. And then it has the purple and some lilac, and then this is the contrasting color for the toe. And my sock kits are 50 grams of the larger color, 20 grams of the smaller color, and it's meant to be, you know, socks. So you should do, or you can make whatever you want, but if you're going to do socks, you would do toe heels cuff in the little contrasting color, and then you would do the main part of your sock in the main color. But of course, you can make whatever you want with them. And for me, this is enough to make like a mid-rise sock, so something that comes above my ankle bone. I wear a size 10 women's shoe, US size 10 women's shoe, and that's enough for me to make a sock that goes up just past my ankle bone, which is where I prefer socks most of the time. If you're unsure, weigh a sock that you have and see if it takes more than 70 grams, or a pair of socks. Weigh a pair of socks and see if it takes more than 70 grams for a pair of socks. You know, and if it does, you probably want to make shorties with it. But you can also knit toe-up socks, and that's a pretty easy way to make sure that you don't run out of yarn before you know, get your whole sock made. So I have a lot of other things in the shop right now too. I'm not gonna sit here and make this all about shop update though, so I will end it at that. Also, if you guys haven't joined Stash Dive, go join. This is my week to sponsor. I do not get to pick the winner, but it is a prize from my shop. All you have to do to join is go to stashdive.com and sign up, and then it'll give you all the rules there, and that enters you in to win a grand prize at the end of the summer. And each week you're eligible to win a prize from the week's sponsor. Like I said, my fiber company is sponsoring this week, and the theme for the week is summer drinks. And the general idea of the contest is you take a picture that's knitting related that goes with the theme. And it's, you enter by posting pictures on Instagram of, you know, pictures with, like I said, the theme of the week. So go sign up, go get the theme list, and go, you know, participate so you can win. So that's what's going on, you know, with how you enter. And then each week the sponsors are offering either prizes, some people are offering discount codes and things, so check out the sponsor page as well. I'm offering 15% off of a purchase of $50 or more at TrainTrackFiberDesigns.com. At checkout, just use the code STASHDIVECAL, and it's KAL, and that way you get 15% off your total. If you're interested in shopping, you know, that's a good way to save a little bit of money. Also, I had released my kip pattern last week, and I'm offering 20% off in my Ravelry shop on my patterns this next, I guess, week and a half. It ends on the 21st. But you can use code Knitinthezone, it's all caps, all one word, and get 20% off your total purchase in my Ravelry shop right now too. So I think that's all for knitting. I wrote down everything that I had. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little about what I'm reading too, because I haven't really talked to you guys too much about this, but I read a lot and I listen to books a lot. And I usually keep 2, possibly 3 books going at once, because I can't commit. But the book I'm actually physically holding and reading right now is this one. It's 3 Wishes, and it's by Leanne Moratti, and I really like this book a lot. I'm about halfway through. It's about 3 triplet sisters who are adults, and there's all kinds of fun things going on in their life. Some drama too, of course, and it's just a really nice summer read. It's a light, you know, light summer read, I guess. Doesn't take too much effort. So I like this book a lot. I've read several of her books and I really like them all. I think the only one I haven't read is, I think it's called What Alice Forgot. I believe that's the only one I haven't read of hers. So that's on my wish list of things to read, but I haven't read that one yet. But I've read the rest of her books that I know of anyway, and I've liked them all. So this one's quickly becoming a favorite. So if you're into like chick lit, definitely check this out. But what I'm listening to right now are the Harry Potter books. And I just started book 4 night before last. And I'm probably one of the very few people in the world who have not ever read or listened to all of the Harry Potter books. I was 15 whenever it came out in the US, and at 15 I wasn't really into reading, and I felt like it was a kid's book, I think, because my boyfriend's little brother was reading them, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I felt like it was not, you know, a thing for me at my age, because I was, like I said, I was 15, and you know how it is. A lot of times whenever you're a teenager, you're not really into, I don't know. I wasn't anyway. I don't know about everyone else. I wasn't into reading, like, unless I was forced. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't read them, but now I'm listening to them, and I'm enjoying them very much. I'm on book 4. If you're familiar with the series, you know around book 4 starts to get, a little bit more, I don't know, dark, I guess, so to speak. So that's where I'm at, and I'm really enjoying them, and I'm glad that I'm listening to them. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that too, on how I feel. But I think that's all I have for you guys this week. Since I am doing a longer episode, I'm going to probably only do 1 episode a week, for a little while anyway, and just see how we feel about this setup. Like I said, your feedback means a lot to me, so if you like this setup, please leave the information, leave feedback, I guess, in the description box below. What am I calling it? Description box? In the comment section. There we go. Not in the description box. Leave it in the comment section for me. If you like this setup better, or if you like the other setup better, let me know. I'm interested in knowing what you prefer. Also, if you're interested in joining the Ravelry group, go over there and join in. I have a few topics started, like what are you working on, what are your finished objects, and what's your in your queue or your fantasy knits, I think is maybe how I have it listed. But go chime in and let me know, because I'm interested in seeing. I'm nosy. I like to see what other people are doing. So yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys soon.